Midnight. Washington, D.C. in a dark, sealed room inside the FBI Cyber Division, alarms start glowing red across multiple screens. A silent alert flashes. Unauthorized access priority 1. The agent on night duty thinks it's a glitch, some server hiccup, maybe a failed patch update, until he zooms into the breach. The attacker isn't inside a bank, not inside a corporation, not inside a random unsecured router. He's inside an FBI surveillance server, a server that holds encrypted case files, informant identities, and ongoing undercover operations. The kind of data you can't access from outside the building. And now some ghost is inside it. For 10 seconds, no one speaks. The room goes cold. Another alert hits. Data exfil attempt detected. The FBI knows what this means. Someone is not just inside their system, they're trying to take something out. And whoever it is, they're good, very good. But then a clue appears on the screen. Something so bizarre, so unexpected that the entire team freezes. A username, a tiny signature left behind like a fingerprint. 0xykid, a kid. That's what it sounds like. The FBI's biggest breach since the early 2000s. And the intruder is calling himself a kid? They reroute the attack through a forensic trace. The packets bounce through multiple countries: Luxembourg, Japan, Ukraine, Brazil. Classic hacker behavior. Except this routing pattern is too smooth, too fast, too perfectly choreographed. Not amateur, not accidental. This is someone who knows what they're doing. Someone who wants to be seen, but not caught. The FBI's first clue: by 2:14 a.m., the Cyber Division has assembled an emergency team. The director is on the call. Counterintel experts, digital forensics analysts, NSA liaisons, everyone is watching the live breach unravel. On one screen, a deep blue terminal scrolls with encrypted lines. On another, a digital map shows connection points jumping like lightning. Then the attacker does something strange. Something only elite hackers do. He stops moving. He freezes his connection in place, like a statue inside the network. Then he leaves a message. A single line of text inserted into the FBI's own monitoring logs. Do you even know who's watching your watchers? A chill sweeps across the room. This isn't just hacking. This is taunting. Someone out there wants them to know you're not as safe as you think. The unlikely suspect usually, cybercriminals, have patterns. They commit financial fraud, ransom hospitals, breach companies, or target governments with political motives. This case? Nothing fits. No money was stolen. No data was leaked. It looked like a test, a demonstration of power. But then the FBI analyst discovers something that stops the investigation cold: the intrusion tools, the code fragments, the command sequences, the payloads. They're not fully original. They're modified by someone who learned them. Someone who collected these tools from different hacking communities and rebuilt them in their own style. The code comments are short, childlike, unpolished. One line of code comment is found: oh, this is too easy, one agent whispers. Is this actually a kid? Another responds: no kid on earth can break into the FBI. This has to be a trap. But the evidence grows. The language patterns. The typing speed, the timestamps. The sloppy but genius patchwork of elite tools. To everyone's shock, all signs point not to a 35-year-old Russian cybercriminal, but to someone who might still be in middle school. The fear begins. The FBI doesn't care about embarrassment, but they do care about something else. If a kid can do this, what can a hostile nation do? The stakes instantly skyrocket. The team enters Code Amber, an internal protocol reserved for digital catastrophes in progress. NSA is alerted. CIA cyber units are notified. Homeland Security is contacted before sunrise. They all ask the same chilling question: how old is the attacker? The FBI doesn't have an answer. Not yet. The first break at 4:39 a.m. after hours of digital tracing. An NSA packet analyst spots something unusual: a microsecond timing delay in the hacker's connection. A delay so tiny, so insignificant that 99% of analysts would have ignored it. But this delay isn't random. It's the kind of signal emitted by a specific type of low-range household router, the kind that comes bundled with cheap internet connections, often used in small apartments. or children's bedrooms. Suddenly everything tightens. Everything becomes real. The country that might be attacking them may not be a country at all. It might actually be a kid, a prodigy, a ghost, a digital genius hiding behind a childish username. The hacker strikes again before they can finish tracing. Another breach hits. Not inside the FBI, not inside the NSA, inside a private cybersecurity company contracted by the government. The same signature appears. Zero Kid, he drops a message inside their system too. If you can't secure it, don't store it. This time he grabs something. A small set of encrypted files, nothing valuable. Unless you know what to look for, the kid is not just hacking. He's learning, studying, testing, evolving. Each attack is cleaner, faster, sharper. The FBI realizes something terrifying. Every time they fail to catch him, he becomes stronger. The profile by now, the behavioral analysis unit joins the case. They build a psychological profile based on digital behavior. Male under 16, socially isolated, high IQ. Likely above 150, self-taught coder, feels smarter than adults, driven by curiosity. Not money, shows signs of moral conflict, may unintentionally escalate into a national threat. One analyst concludes, this is not a criminal. This is a child who discovered fire. By sunrise, the FBI narrows the attack source to a single region inside the United States, a small suburban area. Quiet streets, two-story houses, school zones, playgrounds. They know the attacker is somewhere there, but they don't know which house or which kid until the hacker connects again. This time, his connection falters, just for a fraction of a second. His signal leaks one small data point, a partial IP address. The room falls silent. The FBI agent assigned to tracing looks up and says, I have him. The youngest hacker ever to breach US government systems is finally within reach. And the real hunt begins now. For most people, the internet is a place to browse, scroll, and forget. But for the FBI's cyber division, it's a battlefield, one where every click leaves a footprint. Every signal leaves a shadow, and every hacker thinks they're smarter than the agents hunting them. But this case was different. They weren't hunting a cartel, not a Russian intelligence unit, not a cyber terrorist cell. This time, the ghost inside America's networks was a kid, and that made the hunt far more dangerous. The first break, a signal out of nowhere at 2:30 a.m. inside an FBI surveillance room in Quantico, Virginia. A network alarm triggered. A burst of encrypted traffic hit a government proxy server, fast, clean, and almost untraceable. Almost. To a regular analyst, it was noise. But to Agent Rebecca Langford, a cyber forensics specialist with a photographic memory, it was a pattern she had seen once before, 6 months earlier, during a breach of a Fortune 500 company. Back then, they didn't know the hacker's identity. Now Langford suspected the impossible. It's him. The kid's online again, the FBI's digital traps. The FBI placed digital tripwires across the network, invisible data points designed to catch the hacker. Movements, honey files disguised as real government documents. Ghost servers that looked vulnerable but were actually FBI-controlled signal relays that bounced traffic to trace the real origin. Behavior mapping scripts to track typing speed, mouse movements, and decision patterns. To the hacker, it looked like he was navigating real, unprotected systems. But to the FBI, it was a maze, a cage, a trap. And the kid walked right in. The mistake that changed everything, despite using VPNs, proxies, and multi-layered encryption, the young hacker slipped. Not by typing something. Not by leaking data, but by pausing. A 1-second hesitation before checking a file. It was the same hesitation from the Fortune 500 breach months earlier. Langford ran the logs through their behavioral signature engine, a system that identified criminals by the uniqueness of their actions. One result appeared, a 96.3% match. We have him. This is our guy. Infiltrating the underground, the FBI needed more. More proof, more patterns, more fingerprints, digital ones. So they went undercover. They sent agents into IRC hacker chatrooms, dark web markets, game modding communities, exploit trading forums, all searching for a user who matched the kid's digital style. Then one night, on a private exploit forum, a message appeared. Need help? I can break anything. DM me, the user's name, Frostbite a new alias, but the same hacking style. The FBI now had a username connected to accounts across Europe, Asia, and the US. The digital manhunt tightened. The FBI moves and the agents traced the kid's latest activity to a cluster of residential networks spread across 3 states. It meant one thing: he wasn't hacking from home anymore. He was hijacking strangers' Wi-Fi, jumping from one network to another like a ghost. But ghosts leave trails. And all the trails led to one region, a quiet suburban neighborhood, rows of houses. Children playing outside, nothing suspicious except one house, where the Wi-Fi signal kept fluctuating at the exact moments federal systems were breached. The FBI quietly set up surveillance vans. They monitored power usage, network spikes, device fingerprints, everything after weeks of watching. They were ready. They knew the exact room the signals came from, the machine he used when he logged in. And when he logged out, the ghost had a location, the kid had a face, and the FBI had enough evidence to move. By now, the FBI knew 3 things. The hacker was a minor. He was operating inside a quiet American suburb. He was getting better, fast. And that scared them more than anything else, because a gifted adult hacker is predictable. A gifted child? They're reckless, emotional, and capable of catastrophic mistakes. If this kid accidentally breached a Pentagon defense node or triggered a classified counter-cyber protocol, the fallout could be massive. The FBI had to catch him without letting him know they were coming. Inside Quantico, agents Langford and Hayes studied the hacker's behavior like detectives in a crime drama. They mapped his online times, his emotional responses based on typing rhythm, the mood of his messages, how his curiosity spiked at night, how his confidence dipped after he made mistakes. Their conclusions startled the team. He's scared, but he's addicted. He can't stop hacking. The kid wasn't driven by money, not fame, not revenge. He was driven by ability, the thrill of knowing he could break into anything. In hacking, Langford whispered, curiosity is more dangerous than anger. The raid plan, 0 margin for error because the suspect was a minor. The FBI had to be surgical. A mistake could destroy his future. A sudden move could make him panic and erase crucial evidence. And if he hit the wrong key mid-raid, he could wipe half the investigation in milliseconds. So they built a silent operation. No sirens, no loud entry, no broken doors, and absolutely no chance for him to touch the keyboard during the arrest. They practiced for days. They rehearsed entering the house quietly, navigating hallways in darkness, timing the moment he logged in, cutting power at the exact second, seizing the computer before a single file could be deleted. Everything had to happen in under 7 seconds. The night before the raid, the agents sat inside the surveillance van, watching the house quietly. At 12:41 a.m., the kid logged on. He was doing it again. Inside his room, the glow of the monitor lit his face, a face too young to be at war with the government. He typed fast, focused, obsessed. In the van, Langford whispered, "He's brilliant, but he doesn't know he's doing real damage." The kid paused for a moment, rubbing his eyes. The agents leaned closer, that hesitation. That same signature pause, the glitch in his rhythm that exposed him months ago. To the FBI, it was a reminder, this ghost is human, and tomorrow we catch him. Dawn, the final moments before impact at 5:12 a.m., the raid team positioned themselves around the quiet suburban home. The street was still, no movement, no sound. A command crackled over the radio. "Stand by." Inside his room, the kid was awake earlier than usual. The monitor blinked to life. He was logging into the system one last time, not knowing dozens of agents were seconds away. Langford stared at the live monitor feed, whispering, "This is it." The operation was ready. The trap was closed. The kid was surrounded.